Hey guys, it's Jeff with Area North 40. Well, today's video is going to be a little bit different. It got a little bit messed up. I thought I'd lost some footage, and I just found it a few minutes ago, and as it turns out, the video froze. It was some video I took on my phone because I'd forgotten my camera, and I don't know if it was just about out of memory or what, but it just froze right in the middle of what I was saying. So, but I'm gonna power through it. I hope that you will power through it, watch it all the way to the end, because there is a lesson to be learned, one that I definitely need to learn myself, and a kind of a sad twist at the end. But anyway, watch the video. Hope you're entertained by it. Please hit the like button, even if it's a little weird. Please subscribe if you're not already, and please watch the video all the way to the end. I noticed that some people are not watching them all the way through. I tried to give a payoff at the end of the video. This one's a little bit of a twist. It's not the best one, but stick with it, watch through, and I got a whole bunch of footage for some other videos that's coming up. So without further ado, here we go on this one. All right. This car here, this is a 1963 Volvo 122S, also known as an Amazon. It's a pretty cool little car. It actually runs, but the last time I went to move it around, the clutch went to the floor and didn't come back up. And so I brought it over to a friend's house. They said I could keep it here for a little bit, but well, it's worn out its welcome. So I'm gonna take it out to my father-in-law's house. He called me last night and he said, "Jeff, I need your help." He said, "I am bored out of my mind and I need something to do." So hopefully you've already seen the 442 video. He did some rust work and repair for me because he was a master welder for Boeing for, like, I don't know, 35 something years, and he's retired now, but he's kind of a busybody and just needs something to do. And then I suddenly remembered, hey, wait a minute, I've got this Volvo, and it's got that clutch issue, and it's really kind of a back burner thing for me right now. I got a bunch of other stuff that are kind of ahead of it in line. So I'm gonna take this thing. I talked to him about it this morning, and well, about an hour ago, and he's like, yeah, bring it on out. I'll take a look at that. And it's got some pretty crunchy floorboards behind the driver's seat as well. It's not the kind of vehicle, well, it's a 1963 Volvo. The parts are not as readily available, so getting the correct pans for the floor is probably going to be pretty difficult. So I'm less worried about originality on it, even though it's a pretty original car. It actually, the engine runs. It's tired, but it runs. They were never a powerhouse anyway, and it'll make it up the hill if you have a clutch to engage it. So he's gonna see if he can get that to come loose, and you know, if it needs a new clutch, I think that's something I can probably get. Anyway, I'm gonna load this thing up and I'm gonna get it on out to Doug's house and give him something to do and kind of kill two birds with one stone. Here we go. Okay, pro tip. If you're ever using a come along to pull a car up onto a tow dolly like this, get one that's longer than 6 feet so you don't have to keep moving your pull point over and over again. And we're on. Quick overview of the car. As I said, it's a Volvo 122S. They are also known as an Amazon. I think I said that before as well. So that's what I always refer to it. I just call it the Amazon. Guy that lives here came out and talked to me for a minute. He said there was all kinds of interest. People kept on asking about and wanting to buy it, but they all wanted to buy it for like $200 or $300. Like, no way, man. This thing's way too cool for that. It is not just a piece of junk. You want $200 or $300, go to a junkyard. This thing just needs the clutch fixed, and it's a runner. It's a driver. I've driven it, shows. Anyway, I'm off. I'm gonna drive this thing out to my father-in-law's house, and we'll see what we can do out there. All right. different though. It's more similar to parts of eastern Washington. A lot drier, different trees, but it is beautiful, and I can't wait to explore all the areas that I've yet to go and get really familiar with it. I've been around mainly the Silver Valley and Coeur d'Alene area, St. Mary's, a little bit south of that, floated the rivers, things like that. Been up north, been to Silverwood and all those places, but you know, Washington State, Western Washington specifically, that's where I was born and raised and grew up, and there's no doubt about it. Yeah, we get a lot of rain, that's true, and I get really tired of it. I start to actually really get run down, but it's why we have such a lush green area and why it's so beautiful. Now, we have had some pretty bad wildfire seasons in the last few years, but there's also a lot more people there, and I think that most of the time those wildfires are smokers flicking their butts out the window. So don't do that. I don't care if you smoke. If you want to do that to yourself, that's your business. Just quit flicking them out the window, okay? And I don't care where you live, and I don't care if it's wintertime. It's still gross, you know, a bunch of cigarette butts all over the ground. But anyway, rant over. This channel is not going to be a political channel, but you know, a little bit of commentary here and there, you might kind of pick up where I'm coming from. One thing about this state that I won't miss is paying an extra $1.50 for gas or diesel. And I'll tell you something about our governor. And that's all I got to say about that. But seriously, other than that, no politics here. This is all for fun, light spirit, light-hearted, just having a good time with projects, and we'll get this Volvo out to Doug's house and see what he can do with it, and I can focus on other things. Anyway, onward and upward. All right, there she is in her new temporary home. Gotta get a little bit of wrench turning on this thing. It is going to get the clutch worked on, and maybe a little bit of the crispy floor dealt with. Right down in here.
Several days later.
I'm gonna do a quick update on the Volvo Amazon. Alrighty, so Doug has got the clutch done and did the stuff that I had talked about earlier. He got it all done, but he had to do some mechanical stuff as well that wasn't actually on the agenda. But he changed out the coil, changed out the brake or clutch master cylinder. Yeah, that's the brake. Changed out the clutch master cylinder, the ballast resistor, but he's still not getting spark for some reason, so he's still fiddling with that. Now, when I brought it out here, I just was having him do the clutch, and he dug into it further, no pun intended, because his name's Doug, you know. And anyway, so it ended up being a little bit more than what was originally thought to be. So he had actually expressed an interest in obtaining the thing from me, and we were going to work out a deal on that. All right, update time on the Volvo. I'm going to help Doug or something, see if we can get this thing started. He got it started the other day, but it didn't stay that way, so we're going to try it again. He did not realize that there is a manual choke on this, so I said, well, look right here. He's like, oh, so here we go. So we're going to try and start this thing up. I'm going to set that right there, and we're going to see if we can get this Volvo started.
Choke.
Yeah, choke's on.
Let me know. Nope. Now it's not getting a spark.
Oh.
Nope.
You lost spark?
Why is it? Well, it would have fired up. That's starter fluid for sure. Well, let me get my spark tester.
All right. Ready?
Okay, turn it over. That's it. No
Got
spark.
it? No spark?
No spark. Bypassing the ballast resistor.
Yeah, I'm just going to bypass it and see if this thing doesn't need it because it's got an internal resistor. I just don't know. I mean, if we got nothing, you know, we got nothing to lose, right? Isn't that a Janis Joplin lyric? Let's see what happens now. Now, you know what's weird is I thought I felt just the slightest little buzz through here when I was holding it like that.
You felt?
I thought I did. I thought I felt a but I'm sure if it would have been something legit, it would have given me more than just a tiny little feeling. It would have given me ooh, would have woke me up good. Update. I want to show you something here. Down inside of here, so we got the wire that comes from the ignition, goes to this ballast resistor, that goes to the coil, which I've just got set in here for the moment because we think that this one's bad, and then it comes down here. Here's what looks like it might be the problem. Right here, where the wire comes in and connects to that, it passes through the wall of the distributor, and that little screw right there, when I was touching it, it was sparking a little bit. We've got the points right here, and the wire that comes over here, it goes to a bolt. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, that thing's wiggling around. It goes to this bolt that goes through. There's some like plastic washers that are supposed to be in there to keep that from grounding out on the side of the distributor, and then it comes up this wire up to here. But the problem is the plastic down in there is deteriorated so much that we can't stop it from grounding out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to undo all of that, and I'm going to take this out of here. I'm going to clip it off and just run the wire directly through, put some silicone to plug the hole, run the wire, a new wire up to here, and we're going to give it a shot then. So I'll show you that in a moment. All right, so here's what I had to do. I ran this wire here. It's spliced inside there. I had to extend that. That's my condenser right there. Spliced them inside of there. It was still grounding out as it went through there, but I corrected that. We've got good spark. I ended up having to go and get a new coil. The one that we had needed this external ballast resistor, and this car doesn't actually call for that. So I just went and got a brand new coil. Let's give it a shot. Oops, fine. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Oh, we're gonna kill the batteries. So close.
How's that fuel bowl look like?
It's full.
Okay.
I mean, well, it kind of looks a little bit foamy, but it's full. Yeah, the fuel bowl is totally full. The filter might be a little suspect, but I go for it. Boy, that almost seems like yeah. Whoa. Well, we got sparks that we didn't want over at the battery. Where's the choke at? Is it all the way out?
It's all the way out now.
Okay. Push it in just a hair. I've never had this thing give me that much trouble getting started. We've got the spark clearly now. Okay, hang on a sec. so close. Oh my gosh. It's obviously got some spark. We're gonna take the #1 spark plug out, check for top dead center, and make sure our timing's not completely jacked up.
What?
I don't know, what do you think? It's a little bit scorched, but not too bad.
Pretty smooth, Beavis.
Several days later.
That is that on the Volvo Amazon. Here's the thing. I never did get the thing to fire up and start, but a whole bunch of other stuff has been done since the last time I was out here. The whole front end's been pulled apart. The lights are out. Let's lift this up. Anything. Doug thinks that maybe it's the carburetors are just...
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Well, that did not go as planned at all. Bummer.
One eternity later.
Gonna get the Camaro started. I haven't started it in a while. Well, not since the last time I started it. But that's been a while ago. So I'm gonna get this thing started because it's actually gonna be going away. Not permanently, just being a changed location where some work's going to be done with it. As soon as he found out I had this Camaro, he's basically all but begged me to bring it out to let him do some of the work on that. Basically the same kind of stuff. We've got a deal, and I'll explain more of that in another video or later on in this video. I don't know what, we'll see. But anyway, he's going to be doing some of the more heavy rust repair stuff so that it can be done right. The best thing to do is to actually replace the entire fender. And I now have found 2 different sources where I can get that entire fender, and it comes all the way up and comes right across there. We've had a Nuki sighting. Hold on. Nuki, you're ruining the video, don't you know? Oh, sorry, I locked myself out too. And I don't have the key. Okay, moving on. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna hand this thing off to Doug. Doug lives a ways from me, and it's already in the afternoon. I don't really want to drive out that far today, so I'm gonna take it out there next weekend.
Several days later.
Alrighty. Yuck. Mold on your steering wheel and dash. I gotta get that cleaned up quick. You obviously got a brake hanging up. That is not good. Let's hope that that clears itself. And we got some kind of strange ticking, and it's not a lifter tick. I'm not sure what it is. Runs really good though. That is actually, I mean, this thing's sat. I haven't done anything with it yet. I've been doing other things, getting content out and whatever. Just haven't been able to do anything with it yet. Somebody else having some car issues. Good luck, fellows. But the engine, when I drove this thing home from my buddy's house that I bought it from, it was running so rough, and honestly I think it was just that it had gas that was bad or almost out. I don't know if my blinkers are even working, but well, here I am driving the Camaro out to Doug's house. And guess what? I forgot my GoPro. So this is on my phone. That's why it's so shaky. Sorry about that. But yep, this is the Camaro in all her glory. heading on out there. And oh, by the way, I have about 1 gig of space on this thing, so not a whole lot of B-roll on this drive, but I'll check in with you once I actually get out there. All right. Well, unfortunately, I have disappointing news. So here's the Volvo. Doug's been doing a bunch of work on it, tearing things down. He's got some great plans for it. It is going to look awesome when he's done. He's actually gonna paint it like that English, like, I don't know what they call it, racing green or something like that. Highland or Island?
Highland. Steve McQueen's Mustang.
Highland green is what he's gonna paint it, and I think it's gonna look great. But onto the Camaro now. This thing is in far sadder, worse condition than what I had understood it to be. You can see the rust in here. It's not just in a few spots. I mean, the whole thing is just completely rotted out. It's rotten here. I mean, I can push my thumb through that. The windshield is out, as you can see, but you know, I had talked before about the floor and the patchwork that was just kind of, you know, substandard, and I thought, well, let's just get whole new floor pans and cut that all out and put it in right. But here's the big bugaboo about this thing. Thought it was all just right here in the package tray, but if you notice here, this is just completely rotten all the way up over. This was rotten. It's the rot goes further down than I realized. I mean, I could replace this part, but getting it to tie in, what it ties into is rotten. This right here in the trunk, I mean, you know, you got these holes. The rot comes from the fender, but it goes on into where it wraps around in the trunk as well. And well, long story short, Doug's opinion, and I'm inclined to agree with him because he's the expert, is that this would make a much better part vehicle or part out vehicle. It does still have some really good parts. This trunk lid is in still good shape, and there's actually body panels on here that sections of it could be worth it. The doors are actually still in decent shape. The hood is in great shape. The whole front clip really is in good shape, but unfortunately, on these wheels are awesome. I love those wheels, but unfortunately just breaks my heart and also my pocketbook because I spent the money that I thought was a good deal on it. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to get my money back, but anyway, that is a crappy way to end a video, but I think at this point in time I have to do some thinking on this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Should I just bag it? Should I see if I can sell it and get my money back to somebody that just needs the parts, or part it out or whatever? Or should I bite the bullet and still try and buy the different things that need? I really was looking forward to cruising this one around. So I think what I'll do at this point is mull it over, think about things. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna refocus my energies and efforts, automotively speaking, to the 442 that hopefully you've seen that, and a couple other things that I've got. Luna, the love bug, stuff like that. So take 37 or something like that. Take the Camaro. I don't know. All right. Well, as you just saw, things went a little awry. The Camaro, really rotten. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I never expected the thing to be restored to a concourse level or anything like that. I just wanted to be good enough for like just the small car shows and cruising around there. They're doing cruises down in a few of the towns around here again. Haven't done that since I was a kid, so it's kind of cool. I just wanted a cool car for cruising that, but I don't know. I have some decisions to make on the Camaro. I still think that there may be something worth doing there, but it is not going to go the way I thought. And having said that, that's the lesson. You know, if you think you're going to buy something that you think you can work on and fix, and it's got a little bit of rust or something, rust is kind of like ants. If you see a few ants on your counter, you can bet there's a whole lot more in the walls. As the Camaro was being, you know, kind of pulled apart and the windshield and the back window was taken out, it exposed a whole lot more than what I had realized. And So lesson learned, when there's visible rust, there's a lot that you can't see. However, with that said, fixing some of the stuff on the Camaro, the floor pans and stuff like that you can see, I think that maybe, I got to talk to Doug about it, but I think it could still be worth it, because if the repairs that are on the parts that we didn't realize, if it doesn't look factory, so what? As long as it's structural and not unsafe or anything like that, I think it may still be worth it, because if it was hidden, it'll still be hidden. And again, I'm not trying to go for a true restoration where this thing's going to have the, I don't know, 37 point, restoration. I just want it to look good, so if some stuff is repaired and then hidden and covered, and it's not the correct GM metal or whatever, so what? If it looks good, it looks good. The other thing I want to mention is, I just watched an episode of Fab Rats, which is one of my favorite channels to watch, and they were working on an old truck that they were making into a rollback, and they did a whole bunch of stuff only to realize it just wasn't going to work. Spent several days, and Paul from Fab Rats is a lot more skilled than I am with fabrication. I mean, Fab Rats, fabrication, that's his thing. And so even the best of the best can have a major setback like this. So that actually kind of gave, in an odd way, kind of gave me inspiration that it might not be too late for the Camaro. But anyway, I hope you liked this. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a lesson that I seem to not be able to learn. If you're going to bite off more than you can chew, just take one bite at a time. And so anyway, please hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And thanks for watching it thus far. I'm still having fun, even though I had a bit of a setback and a little bit of heartbreak here, but it's all for fun, right? So anyway, stay tuned.